Hi girlies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I have finally got my hands on Rhode's new summer collection. I'm going to give you an honest review of the pieces I'm loving and the pieces that didn't quite work for me. There's at least 2 products in here that will be going into my everyday makeup routine and I can't wait to share it with you. Before we get into the Rhode summer haul, there are just 2 things I want to talk about quickly. The first thing, if you guys have watched my video before, you will know that I was removed from Rhode's PR list. The last thing I think they sent me is this Lemon Teeny lip balm, which I absolutely love. I really love the formula of it. The formulas before I wasn't a really big fan of. I have no idea if I was purposely taken off of the PR list or it might still be going to my old address. I hope you guys know me well enough to know that my honesty cannot be bought. I think as well I am a terrible liar. You'd be able to tell. But either way, I'm not on their PR list anymore, so I have spent all of my own money on these products. The second thing I wanted to talk about is I've not seen a lot of people with skin like me review these products, so I'm going to be really interested to see how this blends or works with my acne. Currently, I am 31 weeks pregnant. This is the situation. I don't really have any active acne. I'm just going to touch the 2 wooden things either side of me because I really don't want it to pick back up in the 3rd trimester. Currently, what I'm left with is a lot of scarring along this part of my face, and then also, are these the temples? I also have this round bit of dermatitis or eczema. Nobody knows what this is in the middle of my forehead, so I think this will be a good test to see if this works on dry skin. Let's see what the Rhode Summer Collection looks like on pale, uneven skin like mine. First, I'm going to go in with the highlighting milks. I have got the shades 2 and 3. I'm going to go in with the lighter shade on my face first, and then the darker shade I'm going to put on my body, and I'm going to do some body care and like body oil afterwards. On the back of the bottle, it says to shake before use, apply a small amount into your hands and gently press all over. I'm just going to apply a tiny bit into my hands so I can see what it looks like. This looks like a very pearly champagne colour. I think the little reflex in this might be either silver or white gold. It doesn't look very warm, but it also doesn't look very cool. So I'm just going to rub this into my hands and I'm just going to apply this all over my face. I think I'll probably go in again and put a little bit more of a, like, define's not the right word, a little bit more concentrated onto my cheekbones. I fear that this has not done very much, so I'm going to apply a little bit more. I'm going to tap this onto the high points of my cheekbones. Oh, that looks loads, no, that looks loads better. Oh, that looks really, no, I really like that. I'm gonna go in with the Tatcha, the Dewy Milk Moisturizer. This is a much lighter weight moisturizer than the original Dewy Cream. I lightly press this because I don't want to get rid of the glazing milk. I am wondering if that should be done after my moisturizer. I'm not 100% sure. The product I think I was most excited to try are the Pocket Bronzers. I already have 8 of the blushes. Some of them I did receive on the PR list or when I was on the PR list, and some of them I have bought with my own money. These are 5.3 grams for £25, so I'm going to make a little comparison chart so you guys can see how this compares to other brands' bronzers. I picked up these shades Bake and Sunbed. Now I was going to pick up Sip as well, but it was really similar to Sunbed, and I looked on like the TikTok videos with all the swatches and I couldn't see a difference. Sunbed is a light to medium with neutral undertones, which is probably closest to my skin. The shade I'm going to contour with is Sunbed. I have quite olivey skin. I'm very pale, but I don't burn, I don't tan, I just kind of exist. I have like warm and cool undertones, so I kind of go for more of a neutral when I pick out a foundation. To add a little bit of bronze, I'm going in with Bake, which is medium to tan with neutral golden undertones. I didn't pick up the brush. It reminded me of the KKW Beauty brush, and I didn't really think much of that. I don't really use brushes, to be honest. I like to apply a little bits of bronzer and then kind of work my way up, but when I was watching I think it was the Victoria Beckham documentary, they did X's on their forehead, so now I do X's on my forehead. Whilst I've got this on, I'm gonna apply Piggy just onto my cheeks. This is a more of a light pink colour, like a baby pink. I'm gonna apply this here, blend that together, and then if I want anything darker, I'll add that when I add on the actual bronzer. Straight away I can tell this is definitely going to be a very me-like product. It's very lightweight and it's very blendable, which is the exact sort of thing I like for my cheeks. On Rhode's website it says it's good for all skin types. It feels like a creamy lightweight texture that melts on smoothly. I definitely agree with that. It's very buttery and very soft. It's really similar to the pocket blushes, so if you like that, I think you'll probably really like these. This is probably warm enough on its own, but what I like to do is add a little bit more definition to the very tops of my cheekbones around here, because I have a very round face, and so I'm very like a very soft face. I definitely don't have like model cheekbones, so I find if I add a little bit of warmth and a little bit darker warmth, that it just adds a little bit of definition to my very round face. I really blend my bronzer into my hairline, so I always have to make sure that I wash my hair really well. I bring this upwards sort of into my hairline to make this blend really nicely. I really like these. I'm gonna add a little bit more blush, I think, onto here. I'm gonna go in with a slightly darker shade. One of my Rhode favorites is Sleepy Girl, so this is kind of a more darker muted pink. Sure, this is going to work too well for my nose. I'm just trying to blend and move some of the product to where I actually want it to be. I think I'm going to contour my nose to look bigger than it is. Where this is more tapered, I can get into the side of my nose, whereas this is flat, so I think this is going to be really good for my cheeks, and I'll probably still keep using this on my nose. I'm going to apply a tiny bit of shade 2 to the end of my nose. I'm gonna go and do my eyebrows and then I'll be back. Normally Rhode shipping is really good. Their products normally launch on a Tuesday, and I normally get mine in the UK by the Friday. For whatever reason, this took 2 weeks. I don't know if it's because I ordered quite a few things. Normally I don't place such a large order, but it did take quite a long time to get here. I'm gonna go in with Squeeze, which is a cool taupe, and this reminds me a little bit of Well from MAC. So before I went cruelty free, I did use MAC, and it was Well, and I think it was taupe. I think Kylie Jenner, I think when I was about 16, started overlining her lips or getting lip filler, and she said that was the lip liner that she used, and so I ran. So I have done one half of my mouth, and I really like the colour, and I really like the consistency. They're really, really creamy. I feel like with some lip liners they can feel a little bit hard, but these are so creamy. I think maybe because it's not a traditional pencil. I don't know what this is. I suppose it's just lip liner and you twist it up and down, whereas when you have a pencil, it sometimes just feels a little bit difficult to work with. It doesn't really glide over your lips. But I'm going to take Jump, which is the darker lip liner of the three, and just apply this to the middle part of my mouth just to add a little bit more volume. We also have 3 different lip balms to choose from. So there's Honey Mango, Macadamia Butter, and Colada. I think I'm going to do Macadamia Butter. I have had a real job with Rhode's lip peptides because I just didn't like the formula when they released it originally. Like, some would be fine and it would be like kind of like a middle lip balm. Like, I liked it, I didn't love it, and then some would have the grits in, which I would really hate, and then they brought out Lemon Teeny, which I absolutely love. This is Macadamia Butter. I'm really hoping this has the same formula as Lemon Teeny. It started off with a bubble. I think it might have separated a little bit. Oh, this is nice. I like this colour. This is a really nice colour. I love this kind of neutrally taupey kind of colour set that they've gone for this year. It's very me. I like something that looks similar enough to my lips, but like maybe a little bit browner, a little bit darker. Straight away I am noticing when I'm talking that it's sticking like together a little bit. I think if you want this sort of colour, this is definitely worth getting. This is definitely a me type of colour. It's very similar to my natural lips, but also a little bit more on the browner taupey side. I'm gonna add my little cost comparison chart here this morning because I thought these are quite expensive, but I thought I wonder what it is like per milliliter, and Rhode is one of the more expensive ones. I like this. I really like the colour of it. Do I think that this is my favourite formula? No. I definitely prefer Ole Henriksen and Summer Fridays. I think I'd put this in 3rd position. It's not that I don't like it. It is very expensive. I think for me, I would be buying this more for the tint and the tint that it gives me rather than the lip balm quality itself, because you can see here when I'm talking, like, it's getting a little bit stuck together. But that being said, I really love the colour. I think the quality is kind of in the middle. It's not the, I don't know, maybe a 4 out of 5. I feel like a 3 out of 5 is not high enough because it's really shiny, it's really glossy. I really love the colour. I think for the price point, I would expect it not to have this tackiness. That is everything I have to show you. No, it's not. No, it's not. So I'm gonna finish this with the glazing mist, and I've been really excited to try this summer. Obviously, I am now in the category of heavily pregnant lady, and I get very, very hot. So I've been looking forward to using this in the sun, and I've completely forgotten about it during the heat wave because this, I feel like the glazing mist doesn't really do that much, but what I really like is how refreshing it is, and I love to have this in my bag when I'm traveling. I'm not traveling anywhere this summer. I am giving birth to a baby. Perhaps this will be in my hospital bag, to be honest. We're now going to move on to a little bit of body care. So my chest is naturally much darker. I wear a lot of SPF on my face. So we're going to go in with shade 3. And again, I'm just going to give this a quick shake. Definitely more on the goldy side. It's shade 3, which is Pearly Warm Bronze. I can see from the reflectives in this is more of a goldy colour. So I'm going to apply this onto my neck, and I think is it décolletage? I don't know what it's called. I love that. That adds a little bit of a shimmer but without the glitter. I've had a lot of body oils that have more, I don't know, glittery stuff, and most of the time I will always want a glitter, but this is a nice subtle kind of shimmer. I'm just gonna tap this on the tops of my collarbones just to add a little bit more of an intense highlight, and I'm gonna try and do a little bit of contouring underneath. What's the matter? Do you not like the noises? I'm gonna go in with Sunbed, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit. Do I have collarbones now that I'm pregnant? I'm gonna apply a little bit underneath and a little bit on the top around my collarbones, just little taps. Sorry? This looks really nice. Like, I thought this was a really stupid idea of mine, but that actually looks really bronzy and glowy. Look at that. I thought this was going to be a really stupid idea because I am not a makeup person. Like, I can do a little bit maybe and it look okay, but I actually think this looks really nice. It's got a nice kind of luminosity to it, as well as like a little bit of bronze. I pick the sun up a lot more on my back than I do on my chest, and this is just kind of evened it out. My body mist, I'm going to go in with Fleur's Island Swim. The top notes are Bergamot Splash, Calamansi and Coconut. Heart notes are Ocean Mist, Blue Lavender and Plumeria, and the base is Sandalwood, Marine Amber and Skin Masks. What's the matter? Because we are doing more of a summery kind of vibe today, I'm going to do Maldives in a Bottle from Kayali and also Maui in a Bottle. You don't like the perfume? Why are you walking off sneezing? And that is actually everything I have to show you guys. Next week, I'm hoping to review Jisoo's new cherry and honey perfumes. Let me know if you guys picked anything up from this summer launch and what product was your favorite.